Welcome again. In the previous video we have seen how to draw the base block of a plumber block, and after drawing this base block let us draw the other components like bearings, bolts and nuts and the cap. Now we will start drawing this cap. I am taking a new part. I am sketching this profile in the front plane. Now I am making these 2 points horizontal. And I am making the center point of this arc and the origin as coincident. The radius is given as 24 millimeters. Now I am drawing the remaining profiles. And I am drawing another arc over here. Both the arcs are having the same center, so I am selecting the centers of both the arcs and giving merge. These 2 points are horizontal. And the radius of this arc is given as 48 mm. This height is 12 mm. And this length is 5 mm. The total distance is 108 mm. So we are drawing half of that. This is 108 by 2. The length from this point is 56. So I am giving 56 by 2. This height is 16 mm. Okay, then we have to copy these things to the left hand side. So for that I am drawing a center line here to mirror. I am selecting all these lines. These lines has to be mirrored, and the mirroring line is this. So I have created that. Then this has to be extruded for a length of 46 mm. Let us keep this as mid plane. It will be easier for doing further activities. And there are 2 holes on both the sides having 12 mm dia. Selecting this plane and sketch. Give Ctrl 8 to make the plane normal. The radius is 12 mm. This point and this point are horizontal. The center distance is 39 mm. And this is a through cut, so I am giving extruded cut through wall. Okay. Then we have to create a curve like this. Draw an arc. The center point of that arc is exactly at the center, so I am selecting this point and this center and coincident. It's having a radius of 54 mm. The radius is 54 mm. Now it is fully constrained. Let us close the sketch. So this has to be removed, so I am giving extruded cut for through all. Let me check the direction, it's right. Okay. Then we have to create a small curve like this. So for that I am using this plane for drawing that sketch. Here we are having an arc with the radius 17. It is having its center here. So this circle and this point are concentric. Its radius is 17 mm. Close this. Okay, now go to feature and give extruded cut. Flip the direction and give through all. Okay, we have performed that. So all those things has to be done in the left hand side also. So I am selecting this cut extrude, this cut extrude and this cut extrude and giving mirror and selecting mirror plane as this right plane. So now everything has been transferred to the other side. Okay, so then we have to create a hole here. For that I am preferring the center plane. Where is that? Here. So here I am drawing the diagram, Control 8. So here we need a hole like this. Okay, I am giving dimensions here. This is having a dimension of, here it is given 16 mm and 8 mm and 6 mm. So this is 6 mm, so its radius is 3 mm. This is 8 mm, so its radius is 4 mm. And this is having a height of up to 16 mm. So this is 16 mm here. Okay. So now it's almost done. So now we have to remove the material by using the revolve cut option. The axis of rotation is this. Let us see that in the top view that a cut has been created. Okay, now everything is done in this cap part. So let us save this part as cap and then move to the next part. That is this bearing. Now I am closing this and opening a new pot. That is bearing. We have to create this cross section and we can revolve that. So I am taking the front plane and sketching. First of all, I am drawing a center line over here. Okay. Then I am drawing half of that and I will try to mirror that. Okay, first let me give a constraint. This point and this point are vertical. Okay, then we'll give the dimensions. This is 32 mm, so this will be 32 by 2. Then this is 44 mm, so this will be 44 by 2. And then this is 48 mm, by 2. This distance is 9 mm. Total diameter is 64, so I am giving this here. This is 64 by 2. This is 28 mm, so this distance will be 28 by 2. This is 46 mm, so this distance will be 46 by 2. Now one dimension is missing, it is missing. This has to be vertical, so we can give this as vertical. So now everything is constrained. So what we can do is mirroring everything by, let us create a center line here. A vertical center line. Okay, now let us select all these edges and give mirror entities and mirror about this line, center line. So it has been mirrored. And now create that is not extruded bars, that is revolved bars. Axis of revolution is this line. Okay, revolve. So axis is already selected as we given. Okay, it's done. Okay, then we have to create a hole over here, a through hole which is having a diameter of 6 mm. So I am selecting the top plane. I am selecting sketch and drawing Control 8 and drawing a circle of having diameter 6 mm. That is a through hole, so I am giving extruded cut through on both the sides. So it has been created. And then we have to create one more thing, that is a small projection here. So if you want to draw this projection, we cannot create a sketch over this curved surface. So instead of that, what we can do is we can create the sketch in the top plane itself, and we can offset that to some distance 30 mm below that. So let me do that. I will select the top plane and give sketch and draw the sketch over there. You have to draw a 8 mm circle and also a 6 mm circle. Okay, then we have to go to create extruded bars, and now we have to be very careful. Go to the 3D view, isometric view, and we should not extrude from the sketch plane. We have to create offset plane. That offset should be in the bottom side, so I am changing that direction. So the distance is 30 mm, so we have to extrude from here. So offsetting distance is 30 mm, and extrusion distance can give up to this particular surface. So we can give up to surface, we can change the direction, and this surface is the limit. So I think it has been created successfully. Let me check that. Yes, we have created that successfully. We have drawn this two circles in the middle plane, and we have offsetted that plane to this particular 30 mm distance, and we have extruded that up to this surface. Okay, it's done. So now we have completed this bearing. Let us say that and then we have to draw this bolt and nuts and lock nut. I am closing this. To draw this bolt, I am creating a small extrude. Go into top plane and sketching a simple circle of diameter 12 mm, and the extrude should be a dimension of 104 minus 8. So that is 104 minus 8, 96 mm. Okay, then at the head of this we have to draw the bolt head. That is actually a square, so we have to create a square. We can draw center rectangle. Click the center and draw this, and we can give only one dimension, that is square 24. So we can give one dimension as 24 mm, and we can give constraint. This line and this line are equal in length, so it will create automatically. So it has to be extruded for a length of 8 mm. So going to features, extruded base for a length of 8 mm. Let us check the direction. Yeah, it's correct. So we have created that. Then we are seeing a small blunt surface is over there. So as to create a circle when you view from the top. So I am doing that by drawing sketch in this right plane, giving sketch, Control 8. I am drawing a small arc. Okay, that is having a radius of 8 mm as given in this sketch. This is having a radius of 8 mm. Okay, and now I am closing this sketch. Before that we have to draw an axis for revolution. I am drawing a center line. So now I am going to features, revolve cut. So now the axis has been automatically detected. Zero thickness geometry. So let us do one thing, go to the geometry and extend these lines so that it will create without any problem. So I think it's not sufficient. Okay, now it's okay. So now we have created what we expected. We can see the top face as in this diagram, and then we need to draw thread. As we are having very short time, I am skipping that. I am saving this as bolt. Then I am drawing these nuts. I am creating a new part. I'm selecting, we can select any plane, and the nut is having hexagonal shape. It's a hexagon. It's having a hole in it. I'm drawing this nut first. It's having a diameter of 12 mm and this height is 26 mm and this line is horizontal. Now it is fully constrained, and I am creating extruded bars for a length of 8 mm. So giving 8 and it's okay. So then we have to create a small fillet like this. For creating that small radius, we have to select a plane, selecting this top plane, so that is having that corner. So I am giving sketch in the top plane and drawing a small arc of radius 3 mm. The radius is 3 mm. Okay, now let us close the contour. Okay, then give a revolve. Before that, create a construction line, that is center line here. By keeping this as center, we can revolve that. So if you want to have the same in the other side, we can do one thing. While extruding, we have to extrude as having mid plane. So if we extrude that as having mid plane, we can do this as a mirror by selecting this front plane as mirror plane. Okay, now we have got that on both the sides. That's ready. So let us save this by having a name nut, and we are having one more component which is similar to that, that is lock nut. That is also having more or less the same dimension. So I am doing save as lock nut, but the lock nut is having some different extrusion. This is 12 mm, so I am changing that. Edit feature, I am giving that as 12 mm. Okay, then the radius is 5 mm here, so I am going that cut, sketch in the cut extrude and changing the dimension as 5 mm. Okay, so now it's ready. Now we can save this lock nut. So we have created the base block, created the cap as well as the bearings as well as the bolt and nuts. Now let us assemble all those things. Close this part and open a new assembly. First import the base plate and keep somewhere, and then insert components, insert the bearing, and we have to rotate that bearing along the direction Y so as to keep it in position. So in Y axis I am rotating, so this is the correct direction. So now this surface and this surface should be concentric, so by default concentric mate will be there, and then still it's moving here and there. So this surface and this surface should be mated with coincident mate. Okay, now it's over. Then import the another next component, that is the cap. Insert components, cap. So keep the cap somewhere and select this circle and give concentric mates. That's one thing. And again select this circle and give concentric mate. Then this surface and this surface are coincident. Okay, now this component has been assembled. Then we have to insert the bolt. So the bolt has to be in inverted position, so that has to be rotated in X axis twice. Okay, now it is rotated. So now this surface and this surface are concentric. Okay, again this surface and this surface are coincident, so coincident mate is there. Okay, then now we have to import the same component. So one thing we can do is click the control button and click and drag, then do the same thing again. Click this surface and this surface, these two should be concentric, and again this surface and this surface are coincident. Then we have to import the nuts. I am importing the nut first. That has to be rotated in X direction. Okay, now this circle and this surface are coincident. Then this surface and this surface is coincident. Again we need one more component like this, so click control and click and drag the part. This surface and this surface are concentric. Then this and this are coincident. Then import the lock nut, rotate that along X direction. Okay, now this circle and this circle are concentric. Again this and this are coincident. I want to duplicate, press Ctrl and drag another one. This surface and this surface are concentric, and this one and this surface are coincident. Okay, now we have imported all the parts. Now these nuts can rotate, so we can keep that in any position, and we can also lock that in position. We can fix that. We can keep in position and we can right click and we can fix that. So once it is fixed, it cannot be moved anymore. Okay, we can also give some attractive colors to differentiate the parts. So let me give this base plate and going to appearance, and I'm giving a red color to this base plate, and I am going to this bearing and going to appearance, and that bearing is almost gray in color. Okay, then going to the cap, I am giving some different color, and coming to the nuts and bolts, I'm selecting everything and giving a same color. Okay, so now everything has been done and assembled. So thanks for watching this video. If you have any doubts, please drop your comments.